Ah, yes. A Florida tradition, spring training. The crack of the bat, the sound of the ball hitting the glove, the players learning how to steal signs. Yes, spring training. Wait, not this spring training? No, we're talking about this type of spring training. Road to Indy spring training here. On the inaugural episode of 33 Dreams TV, we will take you on the road and behind the scenes at preseason testing at Palm Beach International Raceway, at spring training for the Road to Indy series at Homestead Miami Speedway. We will chat with the 2019 USF2000 Champion Braden Eves as he gets ready to chase the Indy Pro 2000 title with Exclusive Autosport. Parker Thompson from Red Deer Alberta Canada will fill us in on deForce racing and his fondness for the track at St. Pete. We will launch our recurring segment Going Green with the 2019 Team USA Scholarship winner Josh Green as he tackles the USF2000 season with Cape Motorsport. And I will give you my observations on the results from spring training and what that might mean for St. Pete and the upcoming season. All of that and more on 33 Dreams TV.
Hi, my name is Dylan Newell, and you're watching 33 Dreams TV.
So the time had come to load up the 33 Dreams mobile office and hit the road. Our first destination, Palm Beach International Raceway for the Academy Winter Series, featuring select F4 teams and Road to Indy cars.
I am Jeremy Fairbairn, and you are watching 33 Dreams TV.
It's not unusual for teams to seek out warmer weather for testing during the winter and early spring. Tracks in Georgia, Florida, Texas, California all get workouts. These teams are looking to prepare themselves for the upcoming seasons. This year there was a formal testing program known as the Academy Winter Series, hosted by Gustavo Yakiman. This event took place in December and again in early March to allow teams to prepare for the 2020 season. We'll talk more about the F4 teams that participated in the Academy in an upcoming episode. One of the teams taking advantage of the track time at Palm Beach was the Exclusive Autosport team and their driver, Braden Eves.
Braden Eves, USF2000 Champion, Indy Pro 2000. What are you most excited about for the upcoming season?
I'm really just excited to get going, get back in the car, racing against other people. I'm really excited. Another step up means more competition, more speed. You get a lot more of just everything is one step up, and it's going to be a good season. I have a good feeling. I'm really enjoying all the testing that I've been doing this off season with Exclusive Autosport, and it's just a great group of guys and fantastic engineer in Merle Swan, and I'm just really excited to get back out there and racing again, and yeah, it should be good.
You've been wearing that sim out, I can tell.
Yeah.
Especially, I saw you running a 24 hours of Daytona race. Actually, with the sim, how did that turn out? Pretty good, huh?
It went really well, actually. That was a lot of fun. I did it with a couple of my friends. Gresham Wagner, a former karting friend of mine, he actually races in the MX5 Cup.
Okay.
And then Andre Castro, he used to be in the Road to Indy and USF2000 with Newman Walks. So I actually engineered the car, made all the setup, and we were in I spent a lot of time on it, and we were properly fast. So we ended up there was something crazy 1,500 teams times 4 drivers each competing, and we were in the most competitive split with the professional sim racers, and Max Verstappen was in our race, and like so many professional drivers, and we ended up second overall. So that was really cool. It was just a fun event to do, and it's always fun. Like a lot of the special events on iRacing end up conflicting with real life stuff. So 24 is the one that I can always do every year, and I love to do that. So
yeah. Did quite well. That was for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
You have the scholarship livery, so it's not the Exclusive Autosports red, but it's actually a fancy livery. We'll show the folks that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's different from the Mazda livery that we've had in the past, and I think it looks really good. I don't know that I can say too much. I think it's supposed to be a little bit secret right now, but I think everyone's going to think it looks really good, and my suit, the design for everything looks really good. It doesn't match my helmet too well, but I think it's going to kind of contrast, and I'm going to stand out really well from all the other teams. So
the beauty of this is I have to edit a bit, so by the time you see this, they probably already run at St. Pete, a one-man show of being able to do this. So Braden, I appreciate you being a supporter of 33 Dreams, and you got a fan here, and looking forward to great things this season.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You got it. All right.
I'm Emily Linscott, and you're watching 33 Dreams TV.
Good morning.
Did you sign in yesterday?
I signed in 2 days ago, but I probably need to sign in again today for this. It was a different session, different group a couple days ago.
Different event.
Yeah. So
Thank you for your honesty.
you got it.
Because some people say, oh, I signed it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's never an issue till it's an issue, and you got to have that. All right. Thank you.
Enjoy your time
Take
on
care.
Paradise.
You
On the
got it.
crazy paradise.
Yep. The Homestead Miami Speedway is celebrating its 25th year. The track was constructed in 1993, 1 year after the destruction of Hurricane Andrew hit the area of Homestead. The track opened in 1995 with a NASCAR Busch race held on the oval. The original oval of Homestead was actually shaped like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, with the four corners being very flat and rectangular. A number of years later, in 1997, the track was reconfigured to a continuous oval with progressive banking added in 2003. The IndyCar Series has held races on this track as well as Indy Lights. Because of the track's location and its weather, it has hosted the preseason testing for the Road to Indy and IndyCar Series a number of seasons. The road course is a 15-turn, 2.1825 mile course that allows the drivers an opportunity to actually race on the front stretch and the back stretch of the NASCAR Oval. A number of series have run either on the oval or the road course, including all of NASCAR's major series, CART, FIA GT Championship, IMSA, Indy Lights, and the IndyCar Series itself. Spring training is not just about laps on the track. It is an opportunity for some of these teams to spend time with their new drivers. Drivers that have moved up from another series, drivers that have changed from one team to another. This is almost has a feel of back to school with some of the drivers reacquainting themselves with others and getting to know some of the new drivers that are joining this series. Exciting times here. One such driver is Parker Thompson, who joins deForce Racing in the Indy Pro 2000 series. coming off a third-place finish in that same championship last year, as well as winning the Canadian Tour Car Championship in 2019.
Parker Thompson, Indy Pro 2000, spring training. Getting out of the cold down here to Florida, what do you think?
Oh, it's gorgeous. Every time we come here to Homestead, it's great weather. So knock on wood, everything will go good tomorrow. But great first day with the deForce Racing number 9. First official day of 2020, which is awesome to finally get things kicked off. Team's working good. We're working through some good items to get ready for St. Pete. It's nice to spend the first couple weeks in Florida to start the 2020 season.
And I know you're working with Coach Jonathan. He's been fantastic to watch him in the LMP3, and now you've been itching to get out there and match his results, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool to have a coach that is as good behind the wheel as he is. Most of the times coaches in racing have either retired or come and gone, but JJ can still get behind the wheel and still show me what's up. So I'm excited. Hopefully we get to one day get behind the wheel together, because it'd be pretty fun to see who's got whose number.
Okay, so St. Pete coming up. You got great memories of our hometown track. Looking to repeat again this year, huh?
Oh, 100%. St. Pete, probably top 3 on the calendar. If not top 1 because of the memories, but definitely top 3. So it's always cool to kick the 2020 season off, spring break. It's an amazing time. This is my teammate, Manuel. MS.
How you doing, man?
He's pretty quick. You got to watch out for this kid this year. He's going to be, he's hot on my tails. Nice. We'll get him tuned up, and he's going to be good.
Fantastic. Okay, so look for Parker throughout the season, our Canadian Wonder Boy.
Yeah, sure.
That's
I like that.
going to look to put some results up. And thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert.
I'm Prescott Campbell, and you're watching 33 Dreams TV.
Although these teams will have 5 different sessions to go out on the track, they may not always go out on the track with a new set of Cooper tires. So tire management is very important for the teams and the drivers. This will be important throughout the season as they get used to running on tires that are not sticker, meaning that they are brand spanking new. Here in the Cooper Tire Garage, you see where they mount the new tires onto the rims that the teams bring over. Cooper Tire has already mounted these particular tires that the teams then take back and prepare for the next session. The tires are delivered back to the teams weight balanced so that they have the weights in the right position. It's then up to the teams to adjust to the particular air pressure that they're using with their specific setup. Miami Speedway is not the same as what they'll face at St. Pete. It's a great opportunity for them to burn some laps in the Florida sunshine, knock off some of the rust, and burn in the off-season. Drivers, this is their first opportunity to be out with their new teams or to get in the cars. This testing session that they've all been on the timing and scoring system so that they can do comparisons against other cars. You can tell that the drivers are trying to go as fast as they possibly can because someone has already taken out the cone. During testing, the teams have their own stopwatches, but it's not the same as having the same system for every single car. What that could also lead to is some sandbagging, but you have drivers that want to go fast and want to be in the top of the charts. Just whatever's coming. Not all of the testing was going on specifically on the track. Symmetric Mobile Lab had the Indy Pro 2000 and USF2000 cars in their mobile simulation lab so that drivers could start to figure out the track at Homestead and to prepare for the upcoming race at St. Pete.
Well, we start you on warm tires. We can start you on cold tires if we want to, but I'm going to start you on warm tires. Tire deck is off, fuel consumption's off, the damage is off, so everything will stay the same from lap to lap. If you do go off, you will get dirt in your tires, so just give it a couple of corners to kind of...
It's a Seto, right?
It's a Seto course, if you're familiar with it.
Yeah, I have it at home.
We have a lot of custom content for it, but it's all the same software. And then this is an open intercom, so you can just free speak with this.
That's cool.
Awesome.
All right.
When the drivers get to a track on a race weekend, track time is at a premium with one practice session and then right into qualifications that set the starting position for race number one. Having a tool like the Symmetric Mobile Lab allows track time Spring training also allowed some of the drivers to get updates of their equipment, including their Bell helmets. They were also able to check out the latest wares from Road to Indy partner, Sabelt.
Hi, my name is Michael Gerlando, and you're watching 33 Dreams TV.
It's time for our segment, Going Green, where we catch up with Josh Green as he enters his rookie season in USF2000 with Cape Motorsports. Josh is the 2019 Team USA Scholarship winner, and we'll catch up with him throughout the 2020 season. Josh Green, driver of the number 2 entry for Cape Motorsports. Are you ready for the season?
I am ready for the season. I'm ready to get going. The off season was plenty long, but I'm just so happy to be back in the car, and especially having all these test days before the season, just getting all the laps in.
So you showed up, new liveries. What do you think of those?
They're pretty cool. Getting to have my color on the car, having my last name on the car in the color of my last name, is rather confusing to everyone, but it's quite cool. And the fact that we also have a green and a gold on the team is quite the coincidence. But yeah, I mean the green, I did second guess it. Didn't think it looked that good until I saw it in person. It looks pretty crazy. So yeah.
Pretty sharp in the way that they've tied them together.
Yeah. Any
pressure being with Cape and the history that they've had, or is it more of an honor, or is it a mixed bag?
So I mean, especially having won Team USA, and then going into Cape, it's a lot of sort of like legacy where we have Braden, who won the championship last year, and then Kyle, and then Oliver, and there's a list that goes on. And obviously there's some pressure there, but I mean, you take everything with a grain of salt in a way. Like I love that people sort of have been talking about me in a good way and stuff like that, but I'm always trying to stay sort of out of the media in that way. And I want to focus more on just doing the best that I can, because after all, this is all a learning experience, and it's not like this isn't the last rung of the ladder. This isn't, I'm not moving up to IndyCar next year, and I know that. This is a step on the ladder, and Cape have been here for a lot longer than I have, obviously, and I have a lot more to learn from them than they do from me. So I'm just really excited to get the year started and see what I can learn from each of them, as well as having 3 teammates being Reese Gold, Michael D'Orlando, and Kyle Dupel, who have each run, well, Kyle and Reese have both run a full season, and Michael nearly a full season. They all have a lot more experience in cars and in racing in general than me, so I have a lot to learn from the 3 of them as well. And I'm just really excited to get started and sort of see what I can get from them. And it's already been a lot throughout testing.
So take me back to Daytona. You had your camera out. I guess that's a passion of yours, photography.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit, because you're catching some pretty cool photos of the cars, especially the night shots.
Yeah, I have always loved photography. I mean, photography has always been a big sort of part of my life. Probably around the same time I started racing, actually. I started doing photography, Lord knows, but my sister had a T5i, a Canon T5i, and I ended up with that. And then I just sort of played with the settings for a while until I got a job, worked for a while, and then eventually bought the camera I have now, 60 Mark II. Highly recommend Canon. Highly recommend getting a full frame, because full frame is a whole new life. It's a whole new realm. Yeah. Haven't done mirrorless yet.
Oh.
Haven't done mirrorless yet. I haven't gotten the hang of like having to like have a aperture dial and stuff like that.
He's a real photographer. I just set it on auto and we're ready to go. And my Sony A6400. We'll have a link to that down below in case you want to get one. How's that sound?
I've shot with Sony A6400s before for video. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're doing.
It's very
doing
impressive. Yeah.
But I saw you catching some of those shots, and that was something else to see the cars there and see some of your photos. And I think I got a couple of them out of there. I think I took over 1,000 photos and got 1 or 2, and said I better stick to video. I think one of the highlights was getting up at 11 o'clock at night. Or getting back out to the track to see the fireworks. That was really something else for that portion. You see yourself in one of those cars one day?
I mean, I'd love to. Ever since I started doing iRacing, I was obsessed with the Porsche team. I mean, the Porsche factory team, the 911 RSR. Might be missing the sound this year. Still a very high on my list of race cars. But I mean, the old sound was. That's kind of what hooked me onto it. But I mean, I did a lot of racing in the VLN series, which is basically a German series at the Nürburgring, and the GT3 Cup car. So, yeah, I mean, I obviously would love to get one of those cars. But right now, the main focus is this and trying to get up this ladder. But obviously, I'd love at some point to drive a GT3 Cup car and an RSR, all the sports cars. I mean, I drove the Super Trofeo, and that was pretty awesome. So it's something to go off of. I'd love to hop in one of those cars.
You're also going to be, just after we air this, karting for kids. So a great opportunity. Palmetto, they're just in the midst of the week at St. Pete. Talk about your team, or do you even know, or are they just going to pair you up as being one of the pro drivers, or you're just showing up and going fast? They just tell you to bring your helmet.
I think the latter. Yeah, I don't think I've been told yet. I have, maybe I haven't checked my email close enough, but yeah, I don't think I've been told yet. I'm excited to just go meet everyone. I mean, there's a lot of cool people on the list, and I mean, I've been a part of the Kids on Track program before when I was at Portland, and it's just a super cool program. Yeah, and I'm just super excited I mean, I love karting. Who doesn't love karting? Especially rental karting, because it's just fun and it's stupid fun. So it's like getting to kart race against a bunch of the USF drivers before we go race in real cars could get pretty interesting.
So we'll put a link for that down below for folks to be able to, if they want to contribute. Always a great cause, and 33 Dreams will be out there. We'll be covering it as well, just to see how you're doing out there. And if you see Mayor Kreisman, I don't know if he's participating in this particular event, but he's always had a little bit of a thing about trying to win his home race, at least the one that was there at the track. So shout out to the mayor and doing that. They do a great job in St. Pete.
They do. They definitely do.
Our next time we'll catch up there at St. Pete.
Yeah.
You got a couple more days here of the Academy open track, shall we say, and then into the road to Indy. The actual boy, it's here, isn't it?
It is. It's here.
It's here. Spring training in Florida. Great 80, 85, 87 degrees here today.
Yeah, it's warm.
Supposed to be here this weekend. Well, hey, that's the way we love it in Florida. And then beyond the track at St. Pete. What are your thoughts going into that, or have you even turned that page yet? Is that more of when you drive over the bridge and get to St. Pete that you're going to start really thinking about it?
Obviously, it being my third day in the USF car, or third weekend in the USF car. I'm taking it day by day relatively, just because there's obviously still a lot of big concepts to learn. But yeah, I mean, obviously there's been thoughts of St. Pete. You can't not think of the first race weekend, especially when it's approaching this quickly and having this much testing before. Yeah, it's a good way to sort of take your mind off of it. But I don't know, it'll be interesting. I've never raced on a street circuit. I've never raced on roads, and never dealt with all the crowns and stuff like that of a road circuit. And I've also never raced at a track where the runoff is just walls, besides at some parking lot tracks and karting. So it's going to be very different.
I did the 5K there last year, and I even felt like I was running into the walls a couple times. But that's a whole different story of being able to do that. But it was fun to be able to make its way around the track, and it is something else to see them do the track build and to turn our hometown into a racetrack there and be able to go there, and it's always exciting. And somebody has kept giving you that countdown, and it's almost here. And our next time that we catch up with Josh, we'll see your thoughts as hopefully that St. Pete turned out well, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So Josh, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And rest of you, keep dreaming.
My name is Braden Eves, and you're watching 33 Dreams TV.
Before I hit the road back to the St. Petersburg area, Clearwater, I wanted to give some observations about spring training. The USF2000 series, the key word to me, parity. You had, from 4 different teams, 2 cars in the top 10 from Exclusive Autosport, J. Howard Driver Development, Cape Motorsport, and deForce, with Prescott Campbell turning in the fast lap of the 5 sessions that were held. A little bit different weather on day 1 and day 2. Day 2 was much cooler, a bit of a breeze, but the top speeds really came to the top of the board. Eduardo Barrichello was towards the top of the charts on a number of the sessions. Christian Brooks in a great showing for Exclusive Autosport. Christian Rasmussen. Don't count out Cameron Shields from Australia. Good showing for his legacy team. Michael D'Alandro from Cape Motorsport in the top 10. Nolan Seago, Matt Round-Garrido settled into the USF2000 with Pabst making an appearance in the top 10. Kiko Porto and Reese Gold rounding out those 10 that set times there. In the Indy Pro 2000, can anyone catch up with Braden Eves? Braden was 0.3 of a second quicker than Parker Thompson as far as the overall combined times that were turned in. Hunter McElray, the 3rd quickest. Toby Sowery was running with Turn 3 Motorsport, although he has the full ride with, Indy Lights with the Belardi team. He did make an appearance in the Indy Pro 2000, got some great seat time, knocked off some rust that he had with his time off in England, and Stingray Robb rounding out the top 5. In the Indy Lights category, the question around the paddock is, can anyone catch up with or stay up with Kyle Kirkwood? And I think Robert McGinnis, David Malukas making returns to the Indy Lights series. They have a great possibility of doing so. And then I touched upon Belardi. Belardi having Rasmus Lynn, Toby Sowery, a very solid team. And we know that Belardi has competed very well in the Indy Lights series in the past. So some observations there. Parity at the USF 2000 series. I think over the race weekend, you need to figure out when those times are, and those would be fantastic races to be able to watch. The qualifications are going to be very close, and then the competition that goes on. I also think some of the teams had different strategies within the test session. They were doing mock races. They were sending their cars out for qualifying runs. So there was a lot of different
I won't say gamesmanship, but there was a lot of different strategies that were going on as the cars were out there. So I don't think everybody has really shown their true hand. And obviously on St. Pete street course, it's going to be a lot different. Indy Pro 2000 should be fantastic to see Braden Eves, Hunter McElroy, as we saw, go back and forth in the USF2000 last year, but throwing Parker Thompson in the mix there with deForce, very strong with that team, and Junkos with Stingray Robb, Artem Petrov. It was great to see them solidify that announcement and be able to come out with the team. And then Indy Lights, it'll get a lot of exposure. Can Kyle Kirkwood keep it rolling? We're going to find out. Let me hurry up, get back home to St. Pete, and we'll catch you up after the race. That concludes this week's episode of 33 Dreams TV. I trust you enjoyed. Next week, St. Pete Grand Prix. We're going to check in on the kids on track, celebrity karting. And in 2 weeks, we're going to catch up with Coach Jonathan George in the IMSA Prototype Challenge. He's the coach for deForce Racing. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Keep dreaming.